HSPN Sports and the Ncra Sports Network, the #1 high school broadcast network, bringing you high school sports and events in the nation.
Welcome everybody, the whole crew's here. We are the Ncra Sports Network. We got a great show for you guys today. We're going to talk a little bit about this year's competitive cheerleading championship, the 2013 Dade versus Broward All-Star game, and of course the 2013 basketball season. Stay tuned, we are the Ncra Sports Network.
You're watching the Ncra Sports Network, the #1 sports network in the nation, covering high school sports. Ncra Sports Network.
Welcome back everybody. I'm your host, Glenn Stout, and it is my honor and privilege to introduce you to my two co-hosts. That is Damian Hunt and Coach DC, and we are the Ncra Sports Network, coming live from the Coral Springs Brews Room. It's a great show tonight. We got a lot of stuff to talk about tonight. We got a great atmosphere. How's it going, coaches?
I'm doing good, man. I'm doing good. Of course, the whole crew is here, and we're ready to get this thing off and running. I'm having a good time, Coach DC.
Excited about the basketball season. Rolling right along.
Absolutely. We got a great show for you guys tonight. We actually covered our first game live of the season. It was Ely versus Deerfield, and we're going to talk about that in a little bit. But basketball season's underway. We're really excited to transition from football to basketball. So let's bring you guys into the 2013 basketball season and this week's breakdown. The first thing we're going to talk about, obviously, was the Ely game, Ely versus Deerfield Beach. That was at Ely Stadium, and man, what an atmosphere. What a way to kick off the 2013 season for Ncra Sports Network. And I can't emphasize enough how great the crowd and atmosphere was. What do you guys think about that?
Well, I mean, one thing you can never underestimate is the crowd that this particular game brings. I mean, you got the best of Pompano, the best of Deerfield. And, a lot of these kids actually played against each other for years and years, whether it's, Little League or other programs. And Coach DC said it best at the game. The game was packed to the rafters. I mean, you had people, just hanging out with standing room only. And, and Ely came up with the victory. It was a dramatic finish, and it was dramatic all the way from the beginning all the way to the end.
Oh, yes, Coach. And the two great point guards, Tejada and Carpenter. One for Ely, Tejada, and Carpenter was with Deerfield Beach. Also Cameron.
Absolutely.
Though it was I think that was the difference in the ball game. Ely had two real good point guards, and Deerfield Beach had one exceptional point guard.
That they did.
Absolutely. And that's final score of that game was 72-60. Ely came out on top. As we all know, Ely is probably one of the top ranked. I don't know. They might be the #1 team in the state of Florida.
Right now, they're ranked number 2 in the state of Florida. Still 17th nationally.
Okay.
But again, just to piggyback off Coach, you had Darian Allen, which was the shooting guard. He had the only dunk of the game. And just did a phenomenal job with, I believe he had 27 points, 1 assist, 8 rebounds, 3 steals. And that Carpenter gentleman from Deerfield did a great job also, 16 points, 9 assists, 3 rebounds, and 1 steal. And, he was the man-child of the game. He had no fear. He had no problem going into the hole. And, I think the biggest turning point was Deerfield's big not playing as big as they possibly could be. I mean, you're talking about kids that were 6'7", 6'8", 6'9", and they play like small forwards. And Carpenter, he even ran into the wall at one time.
Yeah.
And he got up and dusted off and came right back in the game, after a timeout. So it was the battle of the guards, and Ely outlasted them.
DC, it seems that early on in the game, as a matter of fact, Deerfield was up, I think, 14, 15 points early in the first quarter. And I think they took the whole crowd out of it at Ely. And if it wasn't for a few lucky turnovers, I'd say, on the half of Deerfield playing not smart basketball, that game could have got out of hand at an early point in the game.
Well, early in the game, Deerfield came out and punched Ely right in the gut.
Yeah, they
So
did.
they took a shot to the gut, a body shot. And in boxing, if you know anything about a body shot, it will put you down. But Ely was able to get up off the canvas because early on, Owens was taking over the game.
Yes, absolutely.
He wears number 20 for Deerfield Beach. He's a special athlete. He was taking over the game, but Ely was able to slowly kind of pound themselves back into the game by halftime. And, you know, they hit a lot of threes. They're not very advised, but they were shooting a lot of threes. So they got back in the game real quickly. And as the game rolled on, they were able to pull away late, but the game was close all the way.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. Well, as you all know, the final score of that game was 72-60, Ely over Deerfield. Both of these teams are got a lot of games left, a lot of room to improve. Deerfield Beach is definitely going to bounce back and have some great games. They got some great athletes on that team. And obviously, Ely, we'll be keeping up with Ely. We actually will be covering a game next Tuesday. That's the 22nd. They'll be playing against Northeast. And more to come from Ely. I'm going to keep it, and I'm going to talk a little bit about Palm Beach County. The top 4 teams right now in the Palm Beach County area is Palm Beach Lakes. They're 12-1 right now. They're the highest available district, and they're just playing great basketball. Obviously, Atlantic, we've been covering them, and we will be covering them this Friday night. They play actually against Lake Worth, a team that they lost to.
Yeah.
A very close game they lost to. These are the 2 best teams in their district, and they'll be battling. Lake Worth and Atlantic, I have them both pretty much even par because other than that game where they lost to Lake Worth, I mean, this game was hard fought. Lake Worth just got the bounces to go to them. And Grandview Prep, they're 16-0 right now. They haven't lost a game yet.
Wow.
But they are obviously a lower level divisions, so they don't play the upper level talent. But 16-0 anytime you're undefeated on the court, I mean, that's just great. But that's the Palm Beach area. I'm going to take it over to Damien and have him talk a little bit about Broward County.
Now with Broward County, of course, you know, we'll be remiss not to mention the great young lady from Blanche Ely High School, Jamisha Paul, who was just phenomenal against Deerfield. Another stellar athlete. She dropped, I believe close to 30 points a game. Did a phenomenal job, and of course, she played with the heavy heart coaches that, her cousin had passed away in a car accident. And and when we interviewed her, that was one of the very first things she said. She's like, you know what, I had my cousin on my mind when I played, and I tell you right now, she didn't just play well for a girl, she played well as an athlete and did a phenomenal job at it. You're looking at also Deerfield. Actually, their next game is actually against Coral Glades in Coral Springs, and Ely's next game is against Coconut Creek. And to be honest with you, I do see Deerfield coming on top against Coral Glades, and I also see Ely coming on top against Coconut Creek. And another special set of kids that you need to actually keep your eyes open for is Dillard High School. Dillard High School is every year, a competitive team every year. And look for big things to happen out of them. But, for the 2 teams that we're going to be covering a good portion of the year this year, which is Deerfield and Ely, unfortunately, they don't play each other, later on down the road.
That is unfortunate.
It's only one time, and that's it. So, that's it, at least for Broward County. And it's on to Dade County. What do you got, Coach?
Well, Dade County is starting to enter the playoffs. There's only one big game deciding who's going to make the playoff. Hialeah will be hosting Miami Carroll City to get the last playoff spot. Okay. So that should be pretty interesting. But other than that, I want to talk a little bit more about the Broward County where I saw, Allen from Ely, from Blanche Ely. Allen, he actually led all scorers with 23 points in that ball game.
That he did.
So, he's a great shooter. He hit a lot of threes. He brought him back single-handedly. Ely missed a lot of free throws, so the three-pointers helped a lot.
Oh, absolutely.
It did.
Okay, well, that is the Palm Beach, Broward, and Dade covering those teams. And as a matter of fact, we actually are going to keep it in Palm Beach County. Atlantic, the team that we will be covering this Friday, we actually were at their practice this Monday, and we got to interview some of the players. So we're going to introduce you guys to a few of the Atlantic players now.
Teamwork, basically, and discipline. We ain't really that disciplined yet. You feel me? Because we're a young team, so it take time for us to get disciplined and work together. You feel me? Get to know each other better. And we need to work on our foul shot a little more, because that probably what made us lose that game that night, because we missed a lot of foul shots. Make sure everybody in their correct spot, play good D, make sure no attitudes, make sure everybody had their right mind and keep their head through the game.
I really expect a lot, because I was a freshman that stepped up for this team last year, and they just expect me to do the same thing I did from last year. Last year we went to the regional finals after losing 10 seniors, and people really thought that we weren't going to have a great season like we did last year, but we ended up losing to Ely. So we just have to capitalize on the mistakes that we made last year, because we were in the game, but just you can't make a lot of mistakes with Ely because they capitalize. We're trying to get team chemistry together. I mean, we're losing a little bit of close games that we shouldn't be losing, but to me, we're going to be good. We had the game with 3 seconds left on the clock, and we left a man wide open under the goal. He hit a buzzer beater to send the game in overtime. When we went to overtime, we couldn't really capitalize, and they pulled out the win. I mean, they just need to watch out for us this time because we're ready.
The referee gives me the ball. I'm thinking to myself, oh, I gotta make the shot. And then I bend my knees and go up and follow through. The shot will go in.
It's a tremendous amount of pressure on you. You feel like you gotta, if you don't do what you have to do, you feel like everyone's gonna be on your back about the situation. But yeah, I felt like it was a hard transition because coming over to a public school from private, it's kind of hard, but I knew I had my boys and I knew I had my team, so I was comfortable. Our coach, he didn't go light on us at all. He put us on the track every single day. We practiced 3 hours a day, every day, no days off. He made us come in and work extremely hard every day. Yeah, I expect that from him. I expect worse from him. He's never been easy on us. The day before a game, our routine is like a light practice. We shoot free throws, we go over our plays, make sure everyone knows their position. But as in our legs and we were tired and stuff, we got to sit in the ice. We got to make sure everybody's mentally ready and physically ready for this game.
Well, every day we come in, we have practices, we come out here, work hard. Some games in our favor, some games not. Sometimes we have things against us, and we just come out with a victory. But on the most end, we doing good. Come out with the least state championship again. So I've been on varsity for at least 3 years. Well, mentally, you just got to be ready to play against the big guys, because you know they're going to try to take it all on you because you're the little one. So they came in like, oh, this is a good game, but at the same time we're thinking like, oh, we can't lose, because whoever loses, that's gonna be like the chip on their shoulder for the district championship. So then during the game, we had our ups and downs when we were doing good and bad, but we slipped up with some defensive plays, which they came back, and that's when we went into overtime, and we were just trying to play it out, but we just couldn't.
We got a lot of ballers, man. Our point guard, Davey, fast, quick, distribute the ball to everybody. Jamal Palmer, he was a true freshman, I say. He was our leading scorer, leading hooper. He can ball. Thomas Owens, he can shoot, do everything, rebound. Tron Nelson, our big man, he can dunk for everybody. And Josh, that's our shooter. It's been going good, you know. I play football, so I've been on my college visit, so, you know, they've been balling. They called me, let's go this, beat that. It's been going good for them. My first visit was this weekend to Western Michigan. You know, I got Middle Tennessee set up, Memphis set up, Kent State, SIU. I got them. Football, they want to put on weight, but I like basketball, so, you know, I lose weight and all that. But it's good, you know, I stay in shape. But college football is my key out of here, so I play basketball, stay in shape. And I've been playing with Coach King since I was in middle school, so right now I can't let him down. We got to put a state ring on his finger. All you can respect is dominance. We finna dominate, because I didn't play last time we played them. So they got something coming for themselves.
I prefer being a center. I just love getting rebounds and blocking shots and just putting the points back in.
Yeah, we do.
Yeah, hustle in practice and hustle at the game. We just do some shoot arounds, get ourselves warm, get ourselves focused. We just think about what we're gonna do in the game before we get on. And then by the time we get on, we gotta be more accurate on what we gotta do to make points and just win the game. My struggles is like not being more physical with my opponent. Like they be getting more rebounds than me, and then I gotta work on that. Like making sure they don't get more rebounds than me, and I just hate that with a passion. I just love to hustle.
In 6th grade, that's when I started like playing basketball, like getting to know all the stuff. And that's when I started doing the jump shot. Season's been great. It's just like sometimes like we get too cocky and we think we can beat teams and then like we slack up on them, then they come out like beating us sometimes. We're shooting more free throws, boxing out drills, going over more plays and stuff.
So I was playing JV, doing good, you know, balling. And then I guess they wanted me up, came up, played one game with varsity, and then I did my thing, did good. At the point guard, you gotta be a leader. You gotta know like every position. You gotta know where everybody's supposed to go. You gotta know your place. You just gotta know. You gotta be the leader of the team, basically. I just work hard, try to do my best, trying to start. That's basically it. Just gotta have my work hard mentality.
It's been going good. I haven't been given as much as I can, but I'm gonna try to do my best on Friday. For this team, I think what I bring to the team is that I help a lot. I play defense. I help a lot. Game day, we just all come together and try to get everything out the way and stay focused. Coach give us a talk, and I think that should do it. I think they expect me to just come out and play hard, give them 100%, and don't pout, and work hard.
Well, what do you expect me to give all I got every game, to play defense and not give up stupid turnovers like passing the ball to like the opposite team, nothing done. They expect me to play hard every night, give 100% on the floor and off. The game where I led the team in scoring against John, I had 15 points, and the next game I did a decent. I gave 8 points off the bench. I gave what I can. I worked hard out there. Well, I prepare to work hard outside of school mainly. Like I'm around my house, around the parks, the neighborhood, the records central. I don't even know the word right now. Like at the YMCA, the gyms, practice, work on my game, so that way I can play more. Game, it's not going to be a close game at all. I doubt it will be a close game. Lake Worth is a very talented team. They run as fast as we do. They have great players, strong players. But I feel that if we start playing like we do, play hard every other game, if we play hard like we did that against what team was it? Spanish River. We won't have a chance.
I like to drive in, rebound, stay in the free throw, mid area, draw fouls.
So you're a physical player?
Yeah, physical player. So one day in middle school, I walked inside the gym and I didn't know how to play, but my brother taught me how to play and then put me on the basketball team, started learning the fundamentals, and then I just started loving the game. He drives me like every day, tells me to work hard, no matter what. Just keep working. Eventually I'll make it, hopefully.
The leadership is very well. We're trying to get our younger players up at a higher level so we can play better. We have practices and I myself work on more defense. So when I get in the game, I'm ready to play. And we have long practices sometimes after school so we can get ready for the game. Last time at Lake Worth, it was a tight game and it came down to last shot that sent the game into overtime. And we shouldn't have not went to overtime. We should have won.
I think the team expected get the responsibilities for other guys and just play like a real team. I have been playing basketball for 6 years. I started playing basketball in Colombia, so I came here last year just to play basketball for a scholarship. It's different stuff. When you play in Colombia, you don't have the opportunities that you have here. So it's kind of different. You don't go with a scholarship to college or university. You always have to pay. Here it's different. You can get a scholarship and go to college. Just focus on the game. You have just wake up, think about the game. In the practice, just focus on the game. We're gonna just kill them. Strong, be there, and just win the game.
Hope you guys enjoyed that video. That was the Atlantic High School, the Eagles, led by head coach Brad Flagg. That team we will be covering this Friday against Lake Worth. They already played Lake Worth once. They are competing in the district against Lake Worth, and they lost to them in overtime. It was a very close game, and we expect this one to be a very close game.
Absolutely.
This team is a very young team. They have, I believe, 3 seniors on this team, and the rest are underclassmen. And, that's just a recipe for success, if you ask me.
Oh, yeah. Without a doubt. I love to see young athletes starting up, rebuilding programs back to prominence. What about you, Coach?
Well, I mean, that's one of the things that, of course, not to take away from Atlantic High, but that's the exact opposite of what's going on at Ely, because they had the majority of the team, actually, I want to say 70% of the team is actually seniors. So it just goes to show you also that they are playing, they're playing together with that cohesiveness, and that says a lot also. But at the same time, I saw the JV team, and they're not going to be lacking of anything. So I mean, that's exactly what you want to do, is build within.
It's definitely a learning curve, but
absolutely,
you build within, you grow those kids grow up together. Maybe they'll be winning a state championship by the time they're seniors.
That's it.
But that is Atlantic High School. You guys will catch them Friday. You stay tuned, NCRA Sports Network. We're going to switch gears a little bit, take it over to the girls' side. We did cover the girls' JV basketball, or the girls' basketball game at Ely, but we're going to take you to the Pom Poms. We're going to take you to the 2013 Competitive Cheerleading Championship. Here's some highlights. Hope you all enjoyed that. That was the 2013 Competitive Cheerleading Championship. I believe, which team won that, Damien?
It was actually the West Broward Bobcats out of Western, and they did a phenomenal job. I mean, they did an incredible job. I know DC had an opportunity to talk to some of the captains. What do you have to say about West Broward there, Coach?
Hey, West Broward, they did a phenomenal job. They were clean, they were sharp, and they won the contest. I had a chance to speak to the captains and interview a few of the teammates of hers. They're very intelligent young ladies, beautiful young ladies, and they're going somewhere, Coach.
Absolutely. Speak a little bit, Damien. We all grew up, obviously, as a football background. We see the cheerleaders there to get the crowd into the game. Sometimes when the crowd isn't – sometimes when we're not performing well on the field, the cheerleaders have to entertain the crowd. But being in a different atmosphere in that kind of arena, what what do those girls experience and stuff like that where it comes to they're competing just like how boys compete on the field in football, and bring people in a little bit and explain it to them?
Well, one thing you have to take in consideration that, when it comes to these cheerleading competitions, they take it very seriously. As a former football player, and I put it out there, you always thought that cheerleaders were the eye candy when the offense or the defense was on the field or what have you. But the truth of the matter is these young ladies are athletic. They're strong as all get out, and they take a lot of preparation time. You're talking about Coach Tanya Jones over there at Miramar High School, and she'll let you know it took them a month or so to get the routine down and perfected. Coach Duncan over there at Blanche Ely High School, her and her staff do a great job. Lita and Coach Bird at Fort Lauderdale Flying L's, I know your father's alma mater, they did a great job. And also, I believe it was Gabby, which was one of the young ladies, but also you got Coach Roy over there doing a great job over there at West Broward. But one thing you cannot take away is how athletic, and they are all shades of color, all different sizes. I mean, you got some of the plus size women, and they're doing backflips like you've never seen before. You have some of the petite young ladies, they're holding up, they're at the bottom of the pyramid, and it freaks your mind. But the thing is, once you go to an event like this, you have to come back. You have to come back with awe, and because you don't realize how strong and how athletic and how focused these young ladies are, and the energy is crazy. I'm talking about everybody is supportive. If Taravella is up, you got Blanche Ely over there, and they're saying some of the chants that Taravella would say. It was awesome. I mean, it was awesome.
Great camaraderie.
Oh, all the way through.
I believe the FHSAA regional finals are coming up soon.
They are, and it is again at Dillard High School. Hopefully, we get an opportunity to go in there because this is where the big dogs come in. You have Key West, you got Belglades, you have literally from top to bottom. For the state of Florida coming down to Dillard to do this thing, and and then the week after that, I believe that's when the state championship is, and that's in Kissimmee, Orlando. So I would suggest if you're a fan of athletics, go to one of these competitions. You're blown away. You're blown away.
Absolutely, we can't emphasize that enough. We love being able to show you guys not only the guys' side, the gridiron, but definitely the girls' competitive cheerleading. Hope you guys have enjoyed the show so far. We are the Ncra Sports Network, bringing it live to you from the Coral Springs Brews Room. We're going to go to a quick break, and when we come back, we're going to let DC and Damien break down the Dade Broward All-Star Game and wrap this thing up. Stay tuned.
Come on down to Brews Room. Great taste is just the beginning. First thing that you'll notice, this is your kind of place. When you sit back and relax, you're gonna love the taste. Good times don't go to waste. You found the right place. Come on down to Brews Room. Great taste is just the beginning.
At Keeping Dreams Alive Foundation, we believe that if you change one life, you can change a generation.
Welcome back, everybody. I'm Glenn Stout. This is Coach Damian Hunt. This is Coach DC, and we are the Ncra Sports Network coming live from the Coral Springs Brews Room. We're glad you all could tune in tonight and watch us. Those of you that came out to watch the show, we really appreciate it. Those of you following us on Facebook or watching us on ncrasportsnetwork.com, we really appreciate it. HSPN Sports. We just love the crowd. We love the atmosphere. We love that you joining us tonight, and we're really glad we got to bring you this show tonight. We covered a little bit of the basketball season so far, Palm Beach County, Broward County, Dade County. We got to bring you guys into the cheerleading world, a little atmosphere that we're not used to, but we're glad to bring it to you. And for some reason, we just cannot get rid of football. No. I mean, it's in our blood. We can't get rid of it. So we're going to talk a little bit more about football.
Let's talk about some football.
Yeah, the 305 versus the 954. As always.
That's what Coach DC's been waiting for the whole show. And that is the Dade versus Broward game that was hosted at the Miami Dolphins Stadium. Dade won the game 27-20. What a great football game. Broward County actually had the lead twice in this game, and the game was decided in 2 overtimes, and I'm going to let Coach DC start us off and give us a little breakdown of the game.
Well, it all came down to the 305 again. 305 versus 954. 954 put up what a battle they did. They came out right away and punched 305 right in the mouth. 10-0 before anyone can get started. 305 came back. That's Dade County for you guys who don't know 305-786. They came back 954, 754. They jumped right back on them. And as Miami-Dade took the lead, Broward came right back again. They took the lead going in late, then they traded field goals. As they traded field goals to take this thing to overtime. As they went into overtime, they traded field goals again. And as they went to the second overtime, Miami-Dade did score a touchdown, and Broward fumbled the snap. What a pity.
Can't have that happen.
Game goes 305. But Broward put up a great fight. They're a super football team. They have a lot of talent in Broward. The gap has been closed. That's for sure.
What's also about Broward, Damien?
Well, I mean, DC pretty much wrapped it up very well. One of the key components that really stood out to me was Tamonte King, young man that we've covered before that goes to Northeast Hurricanes. And, I mean, they ran the zone read to perfection, and I'm telling you right now, this young man was more so like Lacey than I've ever seen. This kid was carrying, 300-pounders, 6, 7, 8 yards downfield. I mean, he was just, blowing up the defensive line of Dade County. And, I mean, that is a big feat. That's nothing to crack at, But the truth of the matter is, again, you had Dade County. They came out on top. But I am very proud of what I saw on Broward because, though this is Dade County, they're 3-0 in the Miami versus Dade big game. And I was very proud because normally we'll see Dade County versus the Galaxy. And this time it was strictly what does Broward have, what does Dade County have. And they bumped heads, and I'll tell you right now, Dade County, they came back on top. It took 2 overtimes to do it. And, unfortunately you had a fumble, by one of the quarterbacks. But, again, it was a phenomenal game from start to finish. We got to definitely thank Dolphin Academy. Of course, we had Troy Drayton on the show last week, and he bolstered this up like you've never seen before, and also Twan Russell. It was a phenomenal job, and I believe the offensive player of the game for the Dade County was Norris that plays for
Booker T. Washington.
Booker T. Washington, I believe I forgot what school he said he was going to. I want to say it was either Tulane, I believe.
It may have been Tulane. I wasn't sure, but he helped Booker T. win a state championship this year.
Wow.
Booker T. has so many great athletes down in Miami. They don't rebuild; they just reload. Every year, they're right there.
And, of course, you got to definitely make sure that we put it out there. State champion Booker T. Washington.
Absolutely.
So, very proud of those guys and what what everybody's doing there. And you can't say anything else. It was a phenomenal game. And I'm looking for bigger and better things to happen next year. For those that don't know, just stay tuned. Get ready for some hot news. It's coming.
Absolutely. We appreciate the Miami Dolphins Academy, obviously, for letting us go down there, letting us get down there on the field, get up in the press box, covering the game. We look forward to the rematch next year. Woo. Hopefully, Broward can bring it up to the 954 and bring a victory up here. I know whatever Coach DC has to say, that ain't going to happen, but we hope the best. And the final score of that game was 27-20, Dade in 2 overtimes. And I think that is officially going to wrap us up for football. I'm sure we're going to talk a little bit about recruiting. We'll probably talk about the Super Bowl when it comes around because obviously all of us are going to have different picks over who we think is going to win in the Super Bowl.
Go Dirty Birds.
But when that time comes, we'll bring it to you. We are going to start winding this thing down a little bit, and we are going to talk about next week. We have the BCAA Wrestling Championships. That is Friday morning, which also we will be covering a basketball game that night. But the BCAA Wrestling Championships, make sure you stay tuned because we will be talking about that and covering that. We have Ely versus Northeast basketball game Tuesday night at 7:30, and that is going to be a great game. I expect the atmosphere to be just like the Ely Deerfield game.
Oh, yeah.
And we fully expect them to bring a full crowd and definitely compete well. And obviously the Atlantic versus Lake Worth game, that is Friday night, 6 o'clock, and we will be there covering this game. Hyped up game. West Palm Beach is ready to bring it to the forefront, show everybody what basketball is all about in Palm Beach County. We really want to bring it to you. And that's about it. We want to thank Brews Room, obviously. Without you guys, we wouldn't be able to have this live show. We want to thank all the viewers at home watching us on ncrasportsnetwork.com. We obviously want to thank the parents and coaches because without you, we wouldn't have anything to do. And I want to thank Reggae Runnings, Tonto Irie, And everyone else out there in the KDA world, NCRA Sports Network, thanks for having our back. I want to thank my co-host Damian Hunt and Coach DC. I'm Glenn Stout, and we are the NCRA Sports Network. Stay tuned.
HSPN Sports and the NCRA Sports Network, the #1 high school broadcast network, bringing you high school sports and events in the nation.